Weeknight lasagna is what it's all about. There are what? How many different types of lasagna? And some take all day. Some are just like so much work and you do all these different components. No, this is my grandma's lasagna. This is my mom's lasagna. This is a Midwest lasagna. You know why? Because it is super simple, still delicious, full of flavor, but with ingredients you're gonna usually have or can get pretty easily. And it makes not only a wonderful, wholesome meal for your family, it makes enough that you could serve if you're having people over. You could also cut it in half, put it in 2 containers, freeze half of it, bake half of it. I've done it all, and we're gonna do it all right now because it is so good. So to start, you need to cook your noodles. First question I'm gonna get, can I use the no-cook noodles? Sure, you can use them. I actually think the ones that you cook, I like them better. I think they're a better noodle, and I think they have a better texture. These are the no-cook or the oven-ready noodle. That just means that they've been kind of par-cooked. So if you're gonna use these, you would have to add some water to one of the components just to give it more moisture because they suck up a little bit more moisture. Where these are gonna fully cook right now in water and they will absorb all the moisture they need. So we're gonna take these over to the stove, just normal lasagna noodles. I have boiling water and I'm going to add some salt. And you know, this is one of those things that probably growing up we didn't do as much, but this is when you have a chance to actually flavor and season your noodles. That's it. So we're gonna add them in. I do kind of do it one by one. We're gonna put them all in there. We're gonna bring it back to a boil and let it cook. If you notice, I kind of cross them. I just think sometimes they can kind of cook better that way. This is probably the most annoying part of the recipe because it can be wet, it can be kind of hard to work with them, but you know what? You gotta cook them if you want them. So as those come back up to a boil, I have some oil that's heating here on the stove and I'm gonna add some onion. Pretty simple. We're gonna add it, we're gonna let it slowly start sauteing, and once it gets a little bit softened and just starts to saute, then we're gonna add the ground beef. This is a ground beef lasagna. You know, there's nothing pretty about meat. There's nothing like glamorous about meat, but I think in this lasagna, it obviously makes sense. There are vegetable lasagnas that are, you know, crafted to work for that. This is that simple, all-purpose Midwest lasagna, and you need the ground beef. So I'm gonna let this saute slightly, then we'll move on. My onion is starting to soften, so I'm gonna add the garlic just so it has a few seconds to kind of cook off any of that raw flavor. And I always put mine through a press. You can mince it too. I just, that way, don't have to mince it. It's a lazy thing, and then you extract all that goodness right into it. So I'm gonna press it right in there. There it goes. And then I always have to have something that I can just take off that little bits that are stuck to it. We're gonna just work that around, give it a little bit of some heat, and then we're just gonna add our ground beef. So this is the part that, you know, if you don't like meat, is not pretty. I'm gonna slowly cook the beef, brown it with the onion, kind of break it up as I do it. That's why I'm using this. And then we can put everything together. The noodles have cooked, so I'm just gonna drain them. Let them just kind of sit here and drain. And then we're gonna move on with the meat mixture. The meat mixture has been cooking, it's all browned through, it's all cooked through. There is of course some liquid, and I know you're probably apt to think, well, I am going to drain all that liquid. No, I use usually around a 92% fat in my ground beef, and I like to keep that liquid in there because guess what? It's flavor, and I want that flavor. So I'm adding some tomato paste. This is gonna help tighten everything up, but it also just adds an extremely concentrated tomato flavor, which is what you want. You want that good, rich, almost sweet-like tomato flavor. So I'm adding that in there. I'm gonna add just a little bit of chili flake. So adding just a little bit of spice to something, it's not to make it spicy, it's to wake everything up. Then, and I know I'm gonna get some looks for this, some dried basil. Okay, where do I live? I live in Iowa. In the winter, yes, you go to a grocery store and get fresh basil. Sometimes I think after it's been shipped so long, it doesn't have that much flavor anyway. Dried basil has a ton of flavor. It's picked at its peak freshness, it's dried, so you get that wonderful flavor. So I'm gonna work the spices in with the tomato paste. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt too. I added some with the onions, but I'm gonna add a little bit more just to kind of season it throughout. So tomato paste obviously has a little bit of raw flavor. So we wanna get that heat right on it. And then I'm also gonna add in some strained tomatoes or like a tomato sauce. So this is where we're actually making our full-fledged sauce for the actual lasagna. So I'm gonna work this in, and like with everything else, I wanna take off some of that raw flavor. So I'm gonna let it cook, let it simmer slowly, and get some of that raw flavor off, and then we can assemble the lasagna. So while my tomato mixture just simmers away and just finishes up on the stove, we wanna do the white component, the ricotta component. Honestly, growing up a lot of times we would use cottage cheese because that's what we always had on hand, and that kind of can work in the same way. I'm using ricotta, it's more traditional. I also think it has a richer flavor. I like that good hit of a whole milk ricotta. Yes, you could use, I honestly don't get how they make a no fat thing. So they do that with cream cheese too. I think that's kind of odd. I don't want, what's in it that makes it no fat. It's kind of scary. So I like full fat because you're getting all that flavor. So I'm gonna just beat up a couple eggs, and that's just because they're easier to incorporate when they're slightly beaten. So I have my ricotta cheese here. I'm gonna add the beaten egg, super simple. I'm gonna slowly whisk that in. This is a really, a lot of times a certain traditional, you guys, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a mess in the kitchen. When you're not here, when you're not watching me, it is just a mess everywhere. So when I get things over the bowl, yeah, that's me, I do that. My mom would say I'm shit sick. She still tells me that. So I'm gonna mix that in. A traditional one would have like a bechamel, which is like a white sauce. This is a little bit of a quicker, easier way. I'm adding some freshly shredded, I just grated this, Parmesan cheese. You get that good hit of Parmesan, you want that. I'm gonna just have that right into there. Look how delicious and rich that really looks. I'm gonna chop up a little bit of fresh parsley to put in there. One, I don't know, makes you feel like you're having that fresh green. It does have flavor though, so don't think it doesn't, because it does. And I think we oftentimes kind of write off something like parsley, but as you're cutting it, especially when you're getting the fresh, this is one where I will say I think fresh, unlike the basil I just talked about, I think fresh parsley, it always has that pungent smell, and you can use dried, but there is something about the fresh that I like, and it gives you that crispness, it gives you that better color. And so you don't have to be too refined with your chopping for this because it's gonna bake for a while. So I'm gonna throw that in with that ricotta mixture. Get it all in there. My tomato sauce is just about done simmering, so I'm gonna clean some of this up. Some of my mess, I have to look clean. I'm gonna clean some of it up, bring over the sauce. We're gonna put it all together. The mixture with tomatoes, meat, onions, basil, smells delicious. That dried basil, there's the essential oils in it, and when they hit that heat, they just explode and you get that wonderful smell. So I have my casserole dish here. I have just a little bit of oil in the bottom, just a neutral oil that I'm just spreading around. It just helps. And what also I always do, because it also helps, is take some of the sauce, not a whole lot, just a little bit here, and we're gonna put it right into the bottom, spread it out, just a very thin layer. But this just kind of always gives a little bit of a barrier between the noodle and the bottom of the pan. So this is what I was saying earlier. You could do this in 2 pans, like 2 8x8s, and freeze one after it's all assembled here before you bake it. It's perfect. It's perfect in the freezer. You pull it out, you let it thaw, you bake it. It's great to give away as meals that way too. So I'm gonna start assembling with my noodles. Like I said earlier, if you are asking about, the oven ready or the no bake noodle, that is completely fine. You just will probably to this tomato mixture, I would add some water because they do absorb more. So I like to overlap my noodles, as you can see, because you want to create like a really good base there. So we're creating that base with our noodles that I drained. I have them over here, and they don't always fit perfectly. I don't know if different companies make different ones, but if they don't, I always do a couple extra noodles, and that way you can break one and put it at the 2 ends if you need to and kind of make it work. So now what do? We assemble, super easy. So I'm gonna start with my white mixture here. And what I like to do, You can kind of sit there and like think about it, spread it out, kind of take like half of it and start. I put it in clumps. So I'm going to sit here and put it in slight clumps, because then it's gonna be slightly easier to spread out, because we all know the noodles do not make it easy to spread out. So I'm gonna take it and kind of get those areas, roughly half of the mixture. You can measure it out if you wanna be precise. No one's gonna be checking, so I don't need to do that. So I'm just gonna take about half of it like that. And I think, you know what? Just for good measure, we're gonna gospel measure that. We're gonna spread it out. Look at that. That gives you, it's like instantly, this is taking me back. So honestly, this recipe is what on my one side of the family, every Christmas when we would get together, and there were quite a few of us on that side, we would have lasagna as one of the meals that day. Always, like without a doubt. And it's still, every time I have it, you're instantly taken back to all those Christmases, to being excited because you knew and you looked forward to it. I love that. So there's that part. Now we're gonna add half of our meat mixture, which is again with that red sauce. You're gonna get the meat, you're gonna get all that delicious flavor, which is what I love, because you really smell that basil. And you can, again, I'm just gonna eyeball it. You know, that's the thing about a lot of these. This is really kind of just like a little bit of a modified casserole. It takes a few steps, I won't lie. But really, you can do this on a weekend, have it ready for your week ahead, have it in the freezer for just like that emergency meal when you need something really good, need to call home and have your family throw in the oven maybe for you. Maybe not throw it in, set it in the oven. So I'm gonna spread this out. Look at how it's filling up the pan. That's what I love about a good lasagna. When you actually get like that whole pan filled with that goodness. I'm gonna spread that out. And then we're gonna add, classic, some mozzarella cheese. Shredded, of course. You wanna make sure you get a good layer on there, because that's gonna be in between. So when you cut it, yeah, you're gonna get that good cheese that's kind of just melting, opening. Okay, so now I'm gonna repeat the layers: noodles, white, red, more cheese on top. This is good, this is gonna be good. I have all the layers. This is, to me, what you need in a lasagna. Look how full it is. It is, she's a hefty one in a good way, because it is so packed with delicious flavors, with so many good layers. So on top, yeah, you need more cheese. Like, that's not even a question. So I'm gonna spread the cheese out. This is also the point right here after I put this cheese on, is when you would, if you wanted to, wrap it, probably like double wrap it. So maybe wrap it in some plastic wrap, then wrap it in some foil, put it in your freezer. It's gonna keep well over a month. I'm not gonna say how long I've kept one in there, but I've kept it in there longer than I should, and it's always good. So, I mean, okay, maybe not over a year, but I'm gonna spread out that cheese, and I did reserve some of the parm too. I just like that hit of that good salty parm on top of it. The mozzarella really melts well, but then that parm really gives it that good flavor and can kind of brown with it. So now, if you're worried that it's gonna be a little full, or if yours is fuller or not as full, I just like to put it on a parchment lined baking sheet. Because then if it does bubble over, you don't have to clean up your oven, which I am all for that. So we're gonna come over here. Kip is in his spot. So my oven gets heat out the bottom, and this to him is just like heaven. So I'm gonna throw this in the oven. We're gonna let it bake. We wanted to get it bubbling all throughout the center. You know, each component needs to really get cooked through. And then you do have to let it sit a while, because you would completely just burn everything. So we're gonna let it cook, not gonna burn our mouths, let it cool off, then we can have some good lasagna. This is a good one. The lasagna's pulled out. So I pulled it out, obviously, and I had to let it cool a little bit, because if you just cut it right away, one, it's just flaming hot, and that's gonna hurt. But it also, you know, would kind of just fall apart, all those layers. You kind of want them to sit there, their juices, everything redistributes and kind of absorbs. So now I'm just cutting it up, cutting a piece. What I also love about this is, yes, it makes a lot. You know, if you're a single person, if you don't want all this, your family's small. So what my grandma, who was single for years of her life, what she would always do, and it works so well, if she made a lasagna, because she would get hungry for it, she would actually then take these individual pieces like I'm pulling out of here, and she would, I want a good piece here for you guys. she would wrap each one individually in like some plastic wrap. Oh, look at that. And then she would put it in the freezer, each individual piece. So when she wanted a piece, or if I was up there for a meal, she would pull it out, have it ready to go. So you could do that too. I mean, guys, this is what it's like the dinner bell. This is what I love. You get all those layers, you get the cheese, you get, yes, it's just a yes. You knew I was gonna eat it, right? So good, it's so good. It's like nostalgia for me, soon for you too. But more importantly, you get all those distinct flavors. I get the basil, from that dried basil. I get that delicious kind of creamy ricotta mixture. I get the Parmesan cheese in there that gives it a little bit more of a hit. The noodles are just cooked, which I love. It's all, oh, and then that beef, that's good. It's good, it's delicious, it's homey, it's cozy. It's like a comfort food, but it's also like, hello, a meal with all those layers. So I hope you try it, I hope you enjoy it. Make an occasion out of it, or make it on a weekend and have it for a weeknight meal. It's good either way, it's good all the time. As always, I hope you guys share these videos around because yes, that helps me, but it also helps everyone else see these recipes, how easy it can be to make, how fun it can be to make. Because if I can do it, you can do it, we can all do it. So go to my website, wiseguide.com for this recipe, other recipes, so many recipes, and share it with your friends. That's the point of food, is to share it. So make it, enjoy it. I'm gonna eat it. Not the whole thing in one sitting, but the whole piece, yeah.